What is up, guys? Sarah here, and for today's video, I'm just going to be breaking down some stocks that I think you need to monitor right now. As we all know, the stock market is down, and that means that there is a great opportunity for a lot of new investors to get in. Just to emphasize how great this opportunity is, I plan to invest at least $40,000 in the stock market. Now, of course, you don't need that amount. You can start with as little as $10. But that's just me showing you how great the opportunity really is. And if you guys want me to break down my stock portfolio, please let me know down below in the comments, and I will be happy to do so. So before we get into the video, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does help out with the channel, and also make sure you subscribe because I will be posting more videos soon. The first stocks that I think you should be looking into are Canadian bank stocks. The two Canadian banks that I have money in is TD Bank and RBC, but the other Canadian banks like CIBC, BMO, and also Scotiabank are also great investments. So the great thing about banks is that they have very diverse sources of income, so they do make money from charging you interest, but they also earn non-interest income. So for example, let's just take a look at RBC Bank. We can see that their net interest income was very close to $20 billion, while their non-interest income was about $26 billion. So that just goes to show how diversified their income sources are. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with these bank stocks is dividends. This is basically what you are paid for owning a piece of the company. In bank stocks right now, the increasing dividend yield is looking really good, and most Canadian banks are yielding upward of 5% on their dividends right now. But of course, we still need to take a look at some other factors as well, not just the dividends. So let's look at the dividend payment history. Almost every Canadian bank has increased their dividend yield every single year, and most Canadian banks didn't even cut their dividend in the 2008-2009 financial crisis. And this was the worst time in history for banks across the world. But Canadian banks were still able to pay out their dividends to shareholders. For example, so many American banks during this time cut their dividend payout completely. Now, the next thing I want to look at is their performance over the years. You can see that in their stock price performance, they've done really well long term. And in the past 2008-2009 crisis, they did dip pretty quickly. But looking, we can also see that they did recover fairly quickly as well, and they even came back stronger. Now, to summarize, I believe that Canadian banks have a very resilient business model, and I do see them thriving over the next couple of years. And so for that reason, I will be heavily investing in them. Now, moving on from bank stocks, I do just want to highlight my favorite blue chip stocks. If you don't know what a blue chip stock is, it's just basically a company that has a really good reputation all over the world. So the blue chip stocks that I believe in and think will be a great addition to your portfolio is Microsoft, Apple, IBM, and Tesla. So if you're a long-term investor like me, I see these stocks thriving the next 10, 20, 30 years. Now, a lot of people either love or hate Tesla. And personally, I believe in the company, but that may not be the same case for you. And so that's why it's really important to make your own decisions and always just do your own research. Now, the next stock I want to talk about is Boeing. This is the biggest aerospace company in the world. It is over 100 years old, and they are very vital to America. Trump even announced that America needs to protect Boeing, and that they will be helping Boeing as much as possible. And we can see that their stock is down more than 50%. And we can even see that last week, it was down over 70%. Because of that sickness going around right now, airlines are suffering. And if airlines are suffering, so will Boeing, since it is the manufacturer of planes and space and security systems. So, in my opinion, as the whole travel situation is on pause, I believe Boeing won't be going up anytime soon. And I really just leave that up to you to do your own research. I will say, though, once things start to get a little better in our economy, I do plan on buying Boeing stock and just holding long term. Now, the next stock I want to talk about is Carnival Cruise Lines. This stock right now is suffering tremendously because, as you know, no one really wants to be on a cruise ship right now. It's dropped over 50% at the time of making this video, And in my opinion, if you're a long-term investor, I would hold off on buying this stock right now. Because as of right now, the tourism industry shows no signs of recovery. So for companies like these, I would just personally wait until things get a little bit better with the whole sickness situation. But that is just my personal opinion. Now, the next two stocks I want to talk about are Air Canada and Delta Airlines. These two airlines are both huge in North America. And, it's no surprise that basically all airline stocks have plummeted. And so a lot of people think right now is a good time to invest in airlines. While that does have some truth to it, I personally think that right now buying airline stocks wouldn't be the best move to make, just because things still aren't getting better and people won't be traveling anytime soon. Basically, investing in them right now would be like trying to catch a falling knife, but also you don't want to be too greedy to the point where you just hold off completely and don't even invest in them once the market shows signs of recovery. And this is just my personal outlook on the situation, but you definitely need to do your own research and see what you think is best. Me personally, though, I am not investing in any tourism-related stocks. I am going to be waiting until I see that the market starts to recover. Also, before we do end off this video, I do want to show you guys my stock watch list right now. Basically, because I did not mention every single stock that I am currently looking at, just the main ones. And for anyone wondering what broker I use, it is Wealthsimple Trade. And if you want to use them, I do have a link in the description where you can create an account and get a $5 credit. I don't know if they are accepting new investors right now, but it is worth a shot. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I really hope that this video provided some kind of value for you and that you can go out there and do your own research on these stocks.